stage. So may I please welcome Montu Makadia with a round of applause.
Good afternoon. Am I audible to everybody? Yes. And I hope it was a good lunch and everyone is awake. But I can say, let me start this session first of all to thank such a wonderful session wherein I can see a lot of engineering students, respected faculty members, everyone has really spent good time. I can see a lot of good questions, and already you heard about my brief introduction. I come from multiple flavors in semiconductor domain, from product to services, mainly focused on business side, and have also started a couple of ventures in India which were successfully acquired by multinational companies. With that, let me just recap, the first half what we did today. Rajiv explained very well about the landscape of semiconductor, what it was past, what it is now, and what is going to be in future. He did share a few numbers and also the technology domain areas which are going to dominate, for India ecosystem. And after that, we saw a very good speech from Nilanjan, who also explained, basically both the speakers spoke very nicely about the GPU, CPU computing, and then Rivos, Sukumaran touched upon startup with a RISC processor. And after that, even our Dr. Singh took a very good panel discussion with the students and addressed a lot of questions from student side. My side, I would like to present and explain a little bit brief about SFAL. What SFAL is about, because it is very, very important. When we talk about technology, areas of opportunities, spending time hands-on technical, along with that we all have to be also very serious and understand about the business aspects. That's where I come from. And for that, we see today in India, a lot of innovation is happening. A lot of startup companies are coming forward, with the new young ideas from the young generation, people like you. We have seen the startups coming from colleges, from IISc, IITs, which are very, very young. So my request to everybody is that please explore this electronic system design, manufacturing and semicon domain areas. They are really coming up well. I want to just give you a brief. I have been in this industry working with academia and students from 2001. I used to go to all colleges and deliver lectures, trying to educate and create awareness on VLSI, and that's where we trained more than 200 students in 2 to 3 years time frame. And today they are all 20-25 years experience stalwarts in industry. Few might have already retired, few might have already having their own startups, few maybe are like engineering directors heading some of the divisions of multinational India captive centers. So I want to touch upon how SFAL creates this ecosystem of startups, and when we do this whole journey, we also want to ensure that workforce development, skill development is a very, very important criteria, and that's where Ravi and Proxelera team and with their vision and dream to expand in Mysore, we thought that this is the right time. We have to expand our reach and see that every tier 2, tier 3 college students can also participate. As we start the presentation, we always talk about SFAL, and SFAL is Semiconductor Fabless Accelerator Lab. It's called as SFAL, and it's a joint venture basically with the India Electronic Semiconductor Association, where all industry leaders and industry companies participate, mentor, and government of Karnataka has funded that initiative. We are very successfully running this for last almost 4 years. And we are going to continue our journey. This is the brief about what semiconductor fabless ecosystem is, where we are trying to create the fabless companies, any innovative ideas any of you people, when you finish your 5th semester, 6th semester, or even your final year project and you have some innovation. We heard a lot about software, AI, ML, hardware design, SOC, IPs. It can be anything out of it. And VLSI is an ocean. Semiconductor itself has multiple areas of expertise people can choose. And I always feel passionate, to share with all of you that all electronic engineers, electrical engineers, even the computer science graduates has to look into this option. Because we have been talking from 2001, it's almost more than 20 years. We all are here from academia, from technology perspective, from ecosystem perspective. EDA tool companies have opened up very well where they have partnered with us, especially with SFAL. We have industry tools which any engineer can ever dream of. Basically doing hands-on on ICC tool or on Caliber or working on such live project. It's like a dream. It's not like a training, but you are really doing hands-on, which helps you in industry. And SFAL as a workforce development, we did that with a few engineers, with few partners, and successfully they were absorbed in the industry. So we keep hearing about recession and other things, but absolutely, as few speakers mentioned earlier, that for semiconductor hardware there is a huge demand. So here is a little bit of landscape. I want to give idea that where India is going to become the largest ecosystem and largest market, along with the China, Taiwan and other countries. So we are now recognized globally. Government is taking a lot of initiatives. We have seen that government itself has announced a lot of schemes to come forward and make sure that they start announcing the companies who are really worth to get some grants and take it to the next step. And SFAL is also leading that, because Karnataka innovation had been always ahead. We all know every part of Karnataka state, every colleges has that type of awareness more than 20 years. So we have to leverage that complete technology, knowledge, and our passion to really get into it. Now, many speakers talked about the various domains like mobile has been always a leading thing. Then we have networking, storage, automotive, AI, ML, CPU, GPU, new kind of architectures coming. We have seen in SFAL journey, a lot of companies came and they were nurtured, mentored, and a few of them had a very successful acquisitions. Very good, even the investments and funding from the right stakeholders to make sure the companies are successful. So this is what we have heard. India is going to be a manufacturing hub and design hub. We all know that we are all good designers, good verification engineers, but same time the new gamut of entire semiconductor manufacturing which government has announced, government wants global players also to come from various countries and partner with our local ecosystem and create the complete value chain. And we have seen that that semiconductor complex, Mohali SCL has a fab which was used for space application, DRDO applications. Those things will open up. We will see more opportunities in various domains. We also got very good questions in terms of mechanical, electrical engineers getting into this. And this is the right time. We see that we will get to know that a lot of this engineering branches will have also additional value in the semiconductor manufacturing or wafer manufacturing as it matures. We all have to understand it will take some time in terms of manufacturing, but yes, design has always been our forte. Design and verification, India has been always leading, and that's where we would like to build this entire ecosystem. Now, just to quickly run through what SFAL does, we provide access to the tools. We provide facility to open up the startup. If anyone has idea and he doesn't have much knowledge, what I should do with that, please approach SFAL. We will help you guide. In fact, today we almost analyze entire India, all the startup companies coming. We talk to them, we understand the ideas. Then there is a process to pitch the entire idea to the industry veterans. Some of the speakers sitting here, they all also be the part of the jury member, and they evaluate these companies. And after evaluation, and once they are convinced that these ideas are really going to be great, then it is approved and the company is onboarded with cohort, and there are various models where SFAL helps any innovation or any idea. because we all know the tools have been the biggest challenge, and they are always very, very expensive in semiconductor domain. And that's where, even Dr. Sankalp was explaining the curve that even the software engineers can maybe getting a good job from the campuses and earning good packages. But I request electronics and electrical and computer science graduates to really look differently now, because the landscape is changing, market is changing, consumption in India is going to be much, much different. Government is investing big time. We will see a lot of defense, public sector units, and all other, areas where more and more consumption of semiconductor is going to go. I have some numbers to just share with some homework we have done, that where we stand in terms of workforce, and we really need the workforce in big numbers. I am not talking about just few numbers, but big numbers. And we are today really having a big scarcity of that. And that's why we all are here, and we would like to see that all of you take interest and really get into this field. It's the right time. So SFAL, that's the background where we create the entire ecosystem. We also help in business mentoring. I come from the business background for last more than 30 years now. So with the technology, there is a very good scope of, I always tell good engineers that even though you are technically good, if you come into application engineering or sales or business development, it is a real good mix. If you have a very good interest to come as a management with a plus on technology, it is the fantastic mix. And in industry today, we are lack of lot of sales, business development and application engineers. Synopsys, Cadence and lot of tool companies who all are our partners, like Ansys, MathWorks, Keysight. Everyone is looking for good application engineers who has to go and front face the customer, sit with the customer, run their design, evaluate them, make it successful, and then the business happens. So there are various areas to get into it. This is our ecosystem, what I was mentioning. When we start any company, we understand the challenges from the startup, and SFAL today provides entire ecosystem in terms of investment partners, banking partners, in terms of all the tools we have listed on the right hand side corner, where we have mentors, Synopsys, then we have foundry partners, we have FPGA from labs from Intel, where Intel support on the FPGA platform, and there are companies like Keysight, Ansys, who are all very much open for you people. They want that these tools to get utilized by startups as well as for workforce development. And that's where SFAL decided with government of Karnataka and ISA that okay, when ISA is going to do this similar charter across India, SFAL has successfully done in Karnataka, and we want to really make sure that colleges, students, faculty members take advantage of it, get access of all these tools, and take it further. And then we also have alliance partners where NXP, Qualcomm, and large companies like Intel. We want them to also collaborate, where they have their own alliance programs, startup programs. They have their own startup community. So we also take those companies and help them. So that way it is a real cross connection between the various startups programs by all these global alliance partners. At the same time, they also help us giving access to some of their chips and kits on which any new ideas can be implemented. Quickly, this is what everyone spoke about in the morning session. We all know, we understood technology, we understand tools, challenges. We know now it's going to be in Mysore. Ravi is very passionate, and he has taken a very good step to give you guys the local, I can say, home ground to play here, and make sure we address all these different categories where R&D, design work, then fab unit and manufacturing will follow, and then automation testing. Lot of test equipment manufacturers are planning to come and set up their their base out of Bangalore and Mysore. All will happen gradually, and we have an edge compared to every state. Now we are getting requests from many states, including Gujarat, Orissa, Kerala. There also they want to create this kind of ecosystem, and they want some kind of guidance, mentoring and help, which SFAL will like to do that, as a India to grow together. This is what even Dr. Sankalp was mentioning about the numbers. We have tried to see that ESDM is a big sector, electronic system design and manufacturing. Even a small electronic component to be used, and you want to create some design, create some idea, SFAL will help you. In fact, we also work with Karnataka Information Technology Kits, which is under KTech, and KTech is under ITBT, ministry. And they also have various COEs. SFAL is one of the center of excellence under them. There is NASCOM and there are, nanoscience technology, those kind of other center of excellence where we work with them also. So NASCOM also, if they see any hardware startup, they let us know, we help them. We have seen very interesting 2-3 companies which are on MEMS and nanotechnology, and they have already come out with a wafer. Very challenging journey. They have spent a lot of time, money, efforts last 3-4 years, and now they are going to see the results in another next 2 to 3 years. So you can just imagine the new architecture, new processor design, new MEMS and gallium arsenide or those kind of alternatives to the silicon. All this research work is happening, and people are really passionate, invested, and they are going to see the results. Now, if you see that way, what we have understood, you see the numbers. Every year ESDM is approximately 5 lakhs jobs. You can see online portal anywhere for electronic engineers across India in different segments. At least 5 lakhs jobs are being filled up. And out of that, 1 lakh is, if you take on semicon side, still available jobs have put very the number is very low, like 17,000 or 20,000 is nothing when we compare to it. And out of that, what we try to do the analysis, if you take even 20% freshers, it's hardly 150 to 160 engineers. But this is nothing. You see the gap. We need such a huge number of intake. That's you people. You have to come forward, opt for the VLSI. There is industry, there is an ecosystem, there are startup mentoring. SFAL is taken a challenge. That in Karnataka we will keep helping and try to build this workforce. We want to make sure that the intake, the good engineers like you people come to industry, we help you do the industry training. These trainings are, I want to make it very clear, there are a lot of trainings happening in terms of traditional classroom based, but what we talk is completely industry focused. So we have partners which helps to understand whole EDA tool usage in the flow and how that specific trainings can be designed, and that way we design each and every module like front end, design verification, you can do physical design, DFT, and then on FPGA. So we are going to touch up all the thing, and then additionally we are also talking to our global alliance partners and EDA partners to see what is happening in Taiwan and other countries on how they are having a training programs on manufacturing and wafer and all those test equipment technology. So we will also bring those into our state and try to create with the good trainers and get into it. I request even the faculty members to make sure that there is a tremendous opportunity. What you are doing in your academic colleges, that has huge value in industry, and please come forward, partner with the industry. People like Ravi and we all are there to help you whatever best way we can. After COVID, we all have understood that the virtual classroom and few options are easily available. We still prefer the at least 1 or 2 days in a week to have a personal interaction like this, which makes a real sense. We talk to each other, then you access the tools on cloud, trainer can able to interact with each one of you, and then it becomes the real industry training. And this doesn't end here. I just also want to make it clear, after you finish this kind of program, once you go to industry, once you have done hands-on on all these very expensive commercial EDA tools, it becomes very easy for the company, whoever is hiring, to spend another 6 months on you, and then you are ready to start working on the project. So these are the very important, some of the criteria I wanted to share. This is a very good example of cell phone. I have tried to put up, everyone knows, we all are very much familiar of using the cell phones. We know that Xiaomi is Chinese, Apple is made in US, Samsung is Korean brand, OnePlus is China and Taiwan. So can we make our own phone? Even though this slide is quite little bit old, but now we see that this dream is happening. Like we can see the phones coming from India, even though it may be branded by them, but we can do it. We have listed some name of the companies. Mobile processor can be from Qualcomm or Intel, or we have even startup processors companies which are doing their own architecture, like Morphing Machine can give that. 5G chip can be available from Sankhya, which is another which got acquired by Tejas Network and Tata Group. So these are the kind of companies which got matured, they have all the solutions available. Idea of this slide is to give that if you connect all the dots and get all these components and put together, we can easily create any product. And those products are going to be very well used in our Indian consumption Indian market. It can be for electric vehicles or even power electronics or even automotive. These are the areas where we will see you don't need a challenging, cutting technology like 7 nanometer or even lower than that, 4 nanometer. Those kind of challenging things doesn't need. Even 65 nanometer, 180 nanometer kind of technology will help to give you end-to-end product, and that's where whole momentum is being thought, and we want to progress, and that's where the skill development is going to be very, very important. This is the plan. Just one slide to give idea that Ravi has come forward, and we have already partnered. We are thinking to create a program which will be SFAL Proxelera, kind of a thing in Mysore. Idea is that you guys get benefit out of it. Of course, there will be some cost will be there because of the tools and trainers and everything. So there is a very decent, reasonable amount of fees for the students. Please note, we really need to work hard and get into it. And I have seen students getting scared from 5th semester that no, VLSI is something we should never take it, and it's very scary, and we get easy job from the software. What Sankalp was mentioning, that even the salary packages, what you get today in software or IT industry, and what you compare after 5 years or 6 years, even in semiconductor domain, with one of the area which I mentioned, it is a huge difference. That delta is massive, but that happens when you put real hard work, get yourself enrolled, get selected. There is a very strict selection process. Ravi also does for his own company, and people like you are evaluated, and then you join the program and select accordingly, and then you are placed in the industry. And not only Proxelera, as a SFAL, as a together ecosystem, we will help, and we will get all the companies who are interested. Basically, our EDA tool partners are interested. They want to hire good engineers. So there is a momentum. So this is where Synopsys and Siemens are the two main partners we have mentioned. Where they give us all the real industry semiconductor tools. So that's the initiative which we have planned together, and we will be starting soon in Mysore. This is one interesting slide we keep sharing, that how the training program becomes effective. Just showing one hexagon where it shows how balanced it has to be in terms of the cost, in terms of ROI for trainers, in terms of ROI skill level development for the each and every engineers coming on board, understand their basics and fundamentals. Even the recruiters, what they look in terms of industry needs. We know that from industry what are the requirements, and then accordingly we try and make a real good match. We saw one slide from NVIDIA, very interesting slide was shown, that what kind of real skill set required when anyone wants to enter into that. And the best part, you have seen many questions whether we can do software, whether we can do hardware, whether you should know both. Anything is welcome. See, if you are good in programming, C++, you can still come into semiconductor industry and do something on top of the SoC design. We have a huge number of firmware engineers, device driver development, software engineers who doesn't even care what is inside, whether it is FPGA or a custom processor or emulation platform. They just build the right application on top of it, and they are part of the entire value chain. So this is very important for any training, quality in terms of deliverables, and finally ensure that you are a perfect match to industry. This is little bit of idea on the training, how we touch upon the 6 and 3 skills. 3 skills in terms of non-engineering, very important, as I was mentioning. Soft skills are very much important along with your technology skills, because when you face the interviews, I have seen most of the good engineers who are technically very good will answer very nice technical questions, but you still need how to communicate to the customers, how to communicate with your internal teams, your delivery managers, your customers. That is very important. So soft skill also is very important, and we would like to help students. Even if that is needed, we will do that. And that's the way we have segregated this entire training program based on technology and soft skill. So just to give idea on that slide. And the last slide about ISA is very, very important. ISA is a very premium organization in India, very old. We have been part of it almost more than 30 years when ISA was started, and today it is a big association where we have a lot of companies, including the startups and ESDM, and even the test equipment manufacturers, EDA tool design managers, even embedded companies. A lot of people are coming and they are part of this association. So we are very much closely working with them, and that helps to give you a right industry connect in terms of mentoring, in terms of recruitments. Today, there was a time 10 years back, students used to worry, if I go in VLSI, what will happen? First question used to come, will I get job? That was the question. That question is completely gone today. You don't have to worry. You don't have to ask anybody whether I'll get job. You customize yourself, you train yourself, take area of interest, whatever domain you like, whether design, verification, physical design, DFT or software, do it, use it for the semiconductor application, get yourself trained on the tools and hands-on, and you will be automatically get absorbed. We have not helped any student in our past batch to get job. They themselves were interviewed, they themselves performed in their own written and technical tests, and they were absorbed. So ISA is another big organization. SFAL is also part of the same, and that's the way we collaborate and create this entire ecosystem. So I just want to keep it very short, and thank you for being here. Thank you everybody, including all my friends, students from various engineering colleges, and respected faculty members for being a very good audience today and very good questions. And we look forward to have such kind of interactions. We will try to do one-on-one with every college and make sure that you get that full awareness starting from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th semester. And that is where government is inclined. Everyone has started looking into undergraduation program like that, where you start grooming from the college itself, decided from 5th semester, and start putting your valuable time, so that we just don't carry just a degree certificate, but you carry something where you are immediately on job and immediately on your area of interest, working in industry. I don't think anything more I need to share, but feel free to reach us out. SFAL is very well there, our website is there, our partners' logos are there. What all activity we do in terms of helping startup ecosystem is very well mentioned there. And on workforce development, skill set development, any help, any mentoring, we have a huge, industry veterans who have done multiple chips in industry. They all will be very much helpful. So thank you everybody, and have a good day finishing the other session.